In the words of a legendary song, it's the final countdown. I'm happy to welcome you back from the coffee break to the last session of today from the studio here. And joining me on the stage is Mr. Peetu Virkkala. Welcome, Peetu.
Thanks, Simo. Nice to be here.
Peetu, you are a project researcher at Micro-Entrepreneurship Center of Excellence at Kerttu Saalasti Institute of the University of Oulu, and you have been a very active student in the Oulu's innovation ecosystem. So could you shortly introduce yourself, what you do, where you come from, and what's your background?
Yeah, sure. So I came here in Oulu to study, I think, 2015, and I began studying industrial engineering and management at the university here. And from the start from my studies, I had this kind of thought that I want to take part to these different kind of innovation activities and try things out of boundaries. Maybe also when you come to this bigger city. I'm from Kokkola, so I started to take part of different kind of innovation things, student-related stuff. And during my studies, I tried to expand my knowledge also across from my own field. I did a lot of digital fabrication related stuff, and yeah, tried to be quite active and in one way then I got to the research world, and now I'm working as a researcher at the university.
You have a great overall picture of Oulu's student-focused innovation capabilities and a lot of first-hand experience of their capabilities to reshape traditional boundaries. And it all started with the Oulu Entrepreneurship Society, I've heard. So can you tell us a bit more about how this journey came to be?
Well, I began to go these student-oriented entrepreneurship events. Back then they were organized mainly at the Business Kitchen, which was located here in Oulu city center. Mm-hmm. Nowadays it's at the university. So I began to take part to those, and I got thrilled and interested about creating business ideas and company concepts and this kind of stuff. And Oulu Entrepreneurs Society, which is it's like a student managed entrepreneurship society here in Oulu. So I began to take more part to its activities and was a part of its board in one time. And well, through that I got to many events like startup weekends, which they organized here. And when Business Kitchen moved to the university, and when there was more this kind of research related innovation activities, I took part to them. So there was this kind of science hacks where we take a research from the scientist and try to marketize it and make a products and services out of it them to the real life. So that's maybe in Oulu the great concept. I have also done quite a much stuff during my exchange in Singapore and also in Helsinki in some huge hackathon events and this kind of stuff.
So Business Kitchen was this entrepreneurship hub of the universities and the city of Oulu, and then it moved to the universities back again. Can you also tell us about some highlights? Because you mentioned science hack, entrepreneurship competitions. What have been the greatest highlights from your own perspective?
I would say that still in a way, and back then when I began to study, I felt that I was quite introvert person and maybe not that trusting my own like a skill set and this kind of stuff, and I wanted to challenge myself going out from my own comfort zone. And especially these student-oriented innovation activities like startup weekends, we have these cross-discipline teams from different cultures and backgrounds, and you get to work with different kind of people, and those kind of success experience from those have been very great for me. Second startup weekend, for example, we had some challenges and very spicy mixed team, but in the end I think it worked great and it was like a great accomplishment and great move forward.
And Startup Weekend is a competition where you have to found a company in how fast a time?
Yeah, I think it's during a weekend.
During a weekend?
1 weekend, yeah.
Oh, that's really fast.
Yeah, I like the concept. I have been doing, I think, 6 times it now. 5 times here in Oulu and once in Singapore.
Startup Weekend
nice.
veteran we have.
Yeah, I would say it's so. Maybe another success story. About a year ago, well, when you are in these kind of events and through these events you start to learn about these different ecosystems we have in Oulu, also for entrepreneurs, business asema, this kind of stuff, and Oulu Health, etc. So I take a part 1 University of Applied Science innovation competition. It was related to smart living, and through that competition I got my idea through in a way that I made a business name and made a prototype about it with few other persons, and we were paid for it, and it was very great experience. I felt like I was doing something innovative in this ecosystem as a student, which led to like money and this kind of future opportunities, maybe also on the entrepreneur field.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. So there have been some wins and challenges, ups and downs, but everything has been a learning and growing experience for you. We just heard presentations from the actors in the Oulu innovation ecosystem. In your opinion, maybe if you want to stir up something from your student-related memory, what has been the most interesting / wonderful or most impressive thing in the Oulu innovation ecosystem and its different actors?
Well, I think it's I have been time to time very surprised how many innovation ecosystems we have here and how high skilled they are. Like they have a lot of research behind them and they are connected very well together. They are doing this cross-border cooperation. So I think we have when we think digitalization, health, innovation, many kind of things that are quite important in nowadays, like a business field, which are changing. We have a lot of skill set in these ecosystems, in these fields, and I think they collaborate quite well together. I think it's very unique, and I feel that when time goes on, I just find more opportunities and things how to cross-collaborate in this ecosystem field.
Well, we heard it from the expert. Very well put.
Thanks.
But innovation and entrepreneurship, they haven't left you, because right now you work as a project researcher at Kerttu Saalasti Micro-Entrepreneurship Institute. So can you tell us a bit more about your current work and what you do at Kerttu Saalasti Institute?
Yeah, sure. So that's exactly related to this kind of small entrepreneurship stuff. So basically, we are a research unit at the University of Oulu, which make research about micro-enterprises. So those who don't know what it means, is basically at maximum 10 people companies with annual turnover less than 2 million euros. Basically, most of the companies in Oulu and Finland are these kind of companies. We have barbers, we have restaurants, etc. If you start to think it, most of the companies are in that size. And the growth of those companies is very important because they are the ones that become SMEs and can lead to larger, like this kind of startup success stories, etc. So our aim at the research unit is to make a research that can be used in a real life situation in a way that makes this either grow in the size or in the skill set. Not all the small companies want to necessarily grow in a employment size, so both are important. And we have a lot of focus here in Oulu for the small municipalities, small areas. We want to keep them lively. We want that entrepreneurs can thrive in there.
And you're doing absolutely fantastic work with this Micro-Entrepreneurship Research Group, because that's an area where research hasn't been done yet so much actually. So it's actually helping the companies and the ecosystems. Peetu, if we talk about future, what is the future going to hold for you?
For me, I'm that kind of person, I would say, that I'm going to many directions at the same time. I have a lot of interest areas and things I would want to do as a work project, etc. Right now I have this kind of like a time, I would say, that in addition to my research, I'm thinking future opportunities and how I would want to mix stuff. Like, I don't want to think to like a narrow way.
Yeah.
I want to mix stuff, think about opportunities in different fields, and what came beforehand related to this business name stuff I have been doing. I have few projects going on there.
Okay.
And I would see that one opportunity would be expand this stuff, do it more even as a work or this kind of a hobby kind of way. But I feel I'm quite strong in this kind of idea making stuff, brainstorming and this kind of stuff. Also, I'm interested about future research trends, how I could apply my current research focus to some other focuses we have in Finland and Oulu. And I think these ecosystems have a great opportunity to make this real, to get resources and cooperations opportunities I would need in this situation.
Innovations and entrepreneurship are not leaving you anytime soon, I would probably say. What is your take on what is going to be the future of the Oulu innovation ecosystem? Because you've seen it firsthand as a participant and now you're sort of looking at it from a distance. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, first from the student perspective, well, right now everywhere in the world we have this COVID situation going on, so it has a strong effect for this kind of collaboration, of course. But I see that we have a very unique environment here in Oulu. For example, if I compare to different university areas in Finland, we have a big university centers, like a lot of different fields under the same roof. And now we have also University of Applied Science connected to this. So also beforehand we had a lot of this kind of cross study collaboration between different people, which is very valuable, and I see that will be expanding even more in the future. It's very great opportunity and it shouldn't be wasted. What comes to then this other, maybe more entrepreneurial and working people related entrepreneurship ecosystems, I would say that right now the great thing is that they are collaborating and there is a connection. They are not like a closed ecosystems. You have an opportunity to get in, get your ideas heard and start making stuff. So in the future, I think this ecosystem start to be even more connected together. They are more well known and people can collaborate through them. And this leads to the situation, I think, where Oulu is a great place to work, act and experience in these ecosystems and do great things.
The future seems bright.
Yes.
Peetu, as a parting note, we have over 300 participants from over 50 different European cities joining us. And if those participants in their own cities, they would like to engage students, young people into these innovation activities, what would be your message to the viewers behind the screen?
Well, I think it's important to have an effect to people's mindsets. So I think that you may have some stereotypical things related to some study fields, for example, that when you graduate you will do this kind of things, or this is not for you. I think it's important to affect these mindsets, make it clear from the start of studies for these young people that it's useful for them and they can do it, and it can help them on their future. Like, I think the change in mindset is the most important, and it's not an easy thing to do, of course, but with small steps and a lot of commitment, I think same can be achieved also in other places which we have achieved here in Oulu. And I would love to see it also elsewhere.
There we go, a clear message for our participants. And I just want to say, if you need somebody to consult on related to student activity, youth activity, Peetu is definitely your contact. Peetu Virkkala, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your experiences. Thank you.
Thanks, Simon.
And now, dear participants, it is time for lunch, and in 1 hour there will be a chat with the Eurocities team, 2 parallel chat sessions on team with Alexandra Olejnik and Silvia Ganserla on sustainable tourism, and Angela Russo on 2021 to 2027 EU funding for innovation. So in an hour, remember to join those sessions. But tomorrow, the program will continue again with parallel sessions on Teams, WOW with know-how, digital mutual learning session, and economic development forum business meeting in the afternoon. But this will be all from the studio here in Business Asema. Though we still see each other again, it is a bye-bye from this wonderful studio here in Business Asema, and we would like to thank Business Oulu for providing this wonderful setting, and thank you to all speakers, guests, organizers, collaborators, and of course you, our dear forum members. From all of us to all of you, stay warm, and most importantly, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye-bye.